Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sharon Florentine. I am an editorial director here at Cyber Risk Alliance, and I'm thrilled today to be joined by Becca Krauthamer. She is the CEO at QSecure, which provides quantum resilient cryptography anytime, anywhere, on any device. Becca studied symbolic systems at Stanford University, and in 2020, she was named to the prestigious Forbes 30 Under 30 list for her work with quantum computing. She's also been named to the list of top 12 women shaping quantum computing, serves on the World Economic Forum's Global Futures Council on Quantum Computing, and co-founded and co-directs QForce, a fellowship program that provides mentorship and grants to folks from non-traditional backgrounds so that they can work on quantum computing research projects. She serves on the board of the AI Ethics Journal and previously served as CEO of Quantum Thought, a venture studio for quantum computing applications. And now we're thrilled to recognize her as one of SC Magazine's Women in IT Security honorees. Becca, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just going to jump right in and ask you what first drew you to cybersecurity and how has your career path shaped how you approach leadership today?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sharon.
Sure.
I'll start back. I studied AI, and I think at this point, most people have some level of familiarity with AI. And to make the long story short, I worked a lot in AI and I was an implementer. And you get to a point where you're building training models and you hit a wall with today's hardware. And there's this edge. And for me, I hit that edge and I wanted to look over and see what was on the other side. And that was quantum computing. And so in about 2018, 2019, we started working in the world of quantum computing. And what became really clear at that time, before most people were talking about it, that was that like most powerful technologies, quantum can be used for great good. And there's also the flip side, it can be used for nefarious purposes. And so we got this initial grant from the Air Force to look at how do we address and how do we prevent data being decrypted by sufficiently powerful quantum computers. So fast forward to today, we don't do anything quantum. We solve this problem without quantum computers, but that for me was the opportunity to really be at the forefront of building the foundation in a secure digital future.
Yeah, amazing. So, as far as impact goes, what do you consider your most significant contribution so far, whether that's to your organization, to the security community as a whole, or the next generation of cyber professionals? And I say next generation with a wink, considering you're on the bridge. So,
Ah, I see. This is the next generation bridge.
yes.
Uh, I'm incredibly proud of what we've built because a lot of people talk at this point about the threat of quantum computers and decryption, and it's very sci-fi. There's even Netflix movies about it and those kinds of
Hmm.
things. What we saw, I think, before most people did was that this encryption migration to securing to securing cryptography against quantum computers was not the point. It was not the end in itself. It is much more broadly a story about bringing resilience to uh, how we manage secured communications, how we manage our encryption, which is that bottom of the pyramid, that foundation of the rest of cybersecurity. So I'm most proud of the contribution that we have made to ushering in that era of what is now called cryptographic agility,
Hmm.
and us being the first movers in this space of orchestrated cryptographic agility. And it has really, fast forward now 5 years, this is baked into last month, the SEC released their guidance framework on making the quantum safe migration. Cryptographic agility is at the forefront, as is our work with with a couple different organizations. So that's what I'm most proud of is helping the ecosystem see the future that is resilience and not get distracted by yet another migration.
Absolutely makes sense. You got to lock in and focus. So, what barriers or challenges have you faced as a woman in security, and how did you overcome those?
Like a lot of women experience, you walk into some of these rooms and you are the only woman at the table, the only woman in the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've seen throughout the QSecure journey is me in a leadership position has invited other women to who see themselves in someone in that leadership position to join our team. So we've built more of a diverse team in that sense, just having that person to look to that looks like them, that represents them, and gives them
Mm-hmm.
that invitation to be in that space. And I have had the same experience, and I've had incredible mentors, both men and women, who have deliberately created that space for me to enter into those rooms, to enter into those boardrooms. And it takes a village when it comes to, I think, female leadership and promoting female leadership. And the more that we break into those spaces, often with help, the more that we bring other people up with us. So I think that's feeling feeling entitled to be in that space is a journey, and then once there, bringing everybody else up with you.
Yeah, I love that. And so you mentioned mentorship and the inclusion piece. How do you support and advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion in cybersecurity?
Cybersecurity it can be a field that is very male dominated. And I studied AI, which was also, I think, an 8-to-1 ratio or something like that. So it's a I talk about this a lot with my mentors and those that I mentor. It takes deliberate effort and it takes awareness and calling things out that we see so that others who might not be women are aware and help change that as well. So, I was just talking today with a mentor of mine who's in a very senior position. And she's at a conference this week, and someone said to her male colleague, "Oh, I just met your assistant," referring to this woman who is a partner of the right there on the same level. But those kinds of assumptions, being able to call those out and make a deliberate effort to help others see and overcome some of those barriers.
Yeah, I've had similar similar things happen, so I
Right.
feel that. Yeah.
Right.
So looking ahead, what trends, threats, advancements, innovations do you believe are going to shape the next 5 years in the industry, and how are you preparing for them? This one's definitely a softball considering we're talking about quantum, but I'll throw it at you anyway.
Yes. I just got back from Washington, D.C., where we were talking about some of the upcoming legislation around the quantum safe migration.
Yeah.
And it is very much the consensus that in the last 5 years, 15 years of progress have been made in quantum computing development, and that correspondingly, that legislation and the timelines for moving towards quantum safe infrastructures, those need to accelerate as well. So the most important thing for organizations to understand is that quantum computers are still years away. However, the solution is today, preferably yesterday, and those solutions exist without any kind of sci-fi or R&D technology. So that's a big one. And I think the broader picture really, as we move forward into a more and more AI dominated world, dynamic world, is this concept of resilience, of not just putting in static protections, but taking the opportunity as you're investing in these upgrades to make sure that everything you do can respond as quickly to the threat environment as the threats do.
Wonderful. Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great to talk to you, and congratulations again on being an SC Magazine Women in IT Security honoree. I'm Sharon Florentine. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Sharon.